winding road is back again with yet another point-of-view drive for your viewing and oral pleasure. This time, it's the 2017 Chevrolet Camaro Zl1 Sans Lid, also known as the Camaro Zl1 Convertible. Much like the POV video featuring the coupe, the viewer is treated to the same first-person experience and excellent audio quality to truly bring the experience to life with headphones. Though, we'd argue this experience is even better thanks to the convertible, which allows for the 6.2-liter LT4 supercharged V8 to sing its song to the driver at even greater decibels. If the 2017 Camaro Zl1 isn't enough for you, though, Chevrolet may fulfill your appetite for the ultimate Camaro with the recently revealed 2018 Camaro Zl1 1LE, which takes everything this latest Zl1 does best but adds things like dynamic spill valve dampers from the all-star, 5th generation Camaro Z/28. For those of us who likely won't ever own one of these beasts, jump in and buckle up for the ride by pressing play up above. Here in the United States, Chevrolet has a well-known and thriving performance parts business that owners can dip into to enhance their rides. But in Europe, where Chevrolet officially sells only the Camaro and the Corvette, it needs to play up these performance parts a bit more. Enter the ambiguously named but really quite cool Camaro Track Concept, a V8-powered Camaro SS for Europe festooned with Chevy performance bits. In effect, the Camaro Track Concept is pretty much a Camaro SS 1LE wearing a snappy coat of green paint, at least based on the list of upgrades provided by Chevy. The coupe rides on the same FE4 suspension as the 1LE and incorporates a gaggle of extra radiators for the engine, transmission, and differential. The Brembo brakes, 20-inch Goodyear Eagle F1 tires, dual-mode performance exhaust, Recaro seats, upgraded front and rear spoilers, and suited flat-bottom steering wheel also come straight out of the 1LE package. What separates the Track Concept from just another green 1LE, we suppose, is that Chevrolet is promising that many of the parts available individually to U.S. Camaro owners through the Chevy Performance catalog might be available in Europe too. Or as Chevrolet puts it, none too convincingly, an adequate selection of the parts will become available in Europe in the near future. For the past couple of years or so, Ford has been dominating the global performance market, and this is partly thanks to the Mustang GT350R. The latter is simply the best performance car money can buy, as it is really fast and it is also reasonably priced. Those that have tested out the GT350R describe the car as one of the fastest Mustangs in history, and this is backed up by the vehicle's impressive track times. Even when compared to the vehicles from rival companies, there is only a small handful that can give the Mustang GT350R a good fight. Today, that list has expanded thanks to the addition of the new Chevrolet Camaro Zl1 1LE. The car debuted in full style as it clocked faster track times around the legendary Nürburgring than the GT350R. One may argue that Nürburgring is not an ideal way to measure which car is faster due to the lack of bends, but being ignorant to the Chevrolet Camaro Zl1 1LE's achievement is just delaying the GT350R's demise. It is very obvious that the Camaro Zl1 1LE is the better performance car and the only way for it to lose a race against the Mustang GT350R if there are some circumstances playing to Ford's advantage. If Ford ever desires to kill off the Zl1 1LE, they will need to hasten the release of the next-gen Shelby GT500. With a 650 horsepower supercharged V8 under the hood and 3 pedals on the floor, we pointed the nose of the fastest factory-produced Camaro in model's 50-year history due south for a 500-mile shakedown. Heading from Charlotte, North Carolina to Daytona Beach, Florida, we settled in for a high-speed jaunt of epic proportions, taking the long way whenever possible and seeking any winding back roads that might be able to get this coupe to break a sweat. While the badge may recall images of special order 1960s drag racing machines, and the reputation that the Camaro has cultivated over the decades might indicate otherwise, this is not a muscle car. No, the 2017 Camaro Zl1 is very much a legitimate sports car, for better and for worse. Sure, it'll go in a straight line like a proper street machine. The sprint to 60 mph from rest happens in just 3.5 seconds when a Zl1 coupe is equipped with a new optional 10-speed automatic gearbox, and it'll dispatch the quarter mile in a hair-raising 11.4 seconds. But that's only part of the equation, and it's one that includes a skid pad rating of 1.02 G and a Nürburgring lap time of 7:29.60. which puts it among the likes of Ferrari 458 Italia and Porsche Carrera GT. That's some serious company when you consider the fact that car that did the deed likely weighed in excess of 2 tons when loaded up with safety equipment. The standard Camaro Zl1 coupe, equipped with the automatic, tips the scales at 3,944 pounds. But performance statistics are only part of the equation when we're talking about vehicles that are designed to potentially be driven as daily commuters and fun cruisers as well. So in the name of science, we dropped the hammer and proceeded to put roughly 630 miles on the odometer during the 500-mile road trip to find out just what this supercharged machine is made of. The new Zl1, originally a moniker applied to a special order, the no-frills version of the 1969 Camaro specified a big block 427 V8 to be installed in the engine bay, a practice otherwise prohibited by GM at the time. Interested parties will no doubt recall when Chevrolet revived the Zl1 badge for the 5th-generation Camaro when the carmaker shoehorned the supercharged LSA V8 from the Cadillac CTS-V into Chevy's 4-seater performance coupe to great effect. In contrast to the original, the 2012 Camaro Zl1 came loaded to the gills with content, and in that regard the recipe is much the same here. The 2017 model sees the Zl1 treatment applied to the smaller, lighter, and more advanced chassis that underpins the 6th-generation Camaro. The star of the show here is undoubtedly the 6.2-liter supercharged mill situated between the front fenders, the very same 650 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque V8 brute found in the latest Corvette Z06, a power plant which gets enhanced cooling capability in both the Camaro and the Corvette for 2017. That power is routed to the rear wheels by your choice of a 6-speed manual gearbox with active rev matching or an all-new 10-speed automatic gearbox, a product of a joint engineering venture between GM and Ford that's already seen use in the latest F-150 Raptor. The Zl1 standard FE4 suspension package includes GM's latest magnetic ride damping technology, an adaptive system that continues to keep the company's performance cars at the forefront of handling technology, a system we've sampled previously in the SS1 LE at the Spring Mountain Road course and fell in love with. Braking hardware is some equally impressive stuff, consisting of 6-piston Brembo calipers up front and 4-piston units in the rear, while Goodyear Eagle F1 supercar tires, designed specifically for the Camaro and measuring 285/30 ZR20 front and 305/30 ZR20 rear, maintain contact with the pavement. Yet despite all the go-fast goodies, the Zl1 isn't stripped of content like some of its performance-focused competitors, or the 5th-generation Camaro Z28 before it. It boasts Recaro sport seats, a suede-covered steering wheel and shift knob, and the Chevrolet MyLink infotainment system with an 8-inch diagonal color touchscreen, which supports Apple CarPlay and Android Auto all fitted as standard. behind the wheel. Those closely following the horsepower arms race that's been ramping up as of late may consider the Camaro Zl1 as an answer to the 707 horsepower Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat, but these cars are the products of two fundamentally different ideologies. Where the Hellcat is brash and rowdy, the Zl1 is relatively understated and composed. Where the Hellcat prioritizes the celebration of brute force while supplementing it with a brake and suspension package that allows folks to have some entertainment on a road course, the Zl1 is a balanced and honed performance package. And where the Hellcat is perhaps above all a big, high-speed missile of a grand touring machine, the Zl1 is a sports car that also happens to have 650 horsepower underfoot. Reminders of that last bit came up regularly during our time with the car, starting with the folks from Chevrolet offering to haul our luggage to the destination separately rather than having us take it along for the ride in the Camaro. A large factor in the new Camaro Zl1's impressive performance is the significantly reduced size of the 6th-generation Camaro itself versus its predecessor, and nowhere is this made more obvious than when looking to stow large objects in the trunk. There's just not a lot of it, and those hoping to throw more than a few pieces of carry-on-sized suitcases in the cargo hold may find themselves making use of the rear seats as additional storage, as we did. Truth be told, it's likely their most useful role, as there's simply not legroom for any normal size